This video will be a manifestation game changer for you. When you start to implement this one thing, I swear to you, things will start happening, energy will start shifting, and the things that you want will start coming into your life super duper fast. So let's get into it. Now, I've been doing something different with affirmations. You see, I've been affirming for almost like 15 years of my life. I discovered the law of attraction when I was about 12 years old. So I've been I've had a whole journey with law of attraction. However, recently, as recent as last year, I started getting into the law of assumption. Now, basically, the law of assumption is a different way of manifesting, and Neville Goddard, he is amazing. I highly recommend you read his books. My favorite book is Feeling is the Secret. So if you know, you know. But anyways, law of assumption is basically what you assume into your reality is what comes into your reality. You see, the difference between the law of attraction and the law of assumption is basically law of attraction is like attracts like. So you have to match a vibration with feeling to get what you want. So it's kind of like it's outside of you. However, law of assumption is more so embodying the person who has your desires. So thinking from that perspective, already being in that present state of being and assuming it into your reality. Just like the hair on my head is black, that's how strong your assumptions should be when you are trying to manifest what you want. So what really gets you into that state of being is thinking first person in that mindset. What really helped me switch up the game in terms of affirmations is doing ASKfirmations. You might be asking, what are ASKfirmations? Well, Neville Goddard in one of his books has this technique called Isn't It Wonderful? And basically, before you go to sleep, you just ask that question and then you pair it with your manifestation. So for example, you can say something like, isn't it wonderful I have a new car now? Isn't it wonderful that my car is the perfect shade of red that I've always wanted? So when you ask yourself questions like that, especially isn't it wonderful, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is not. So when you ask questions like that, it signals to the subconscious to look for evidence in your outside world, because as within, so without. So when you start to ask questions about your desires and put them in question form, your subconscious mind will want to find that evidence real fast, because the subconscious mind works really fast. So the way I like to do it is, for example, like let's say I want to manifest a new laptop. I'll just be like, why is my new MacBook Pro so amazing? Why is my new MacBook Pro the exact shade of silver that I want? I just go on a rampage. A rampage is a term that Abraham Hicks uses. If you know, you know. She's also great too. When you start to ask questions like that, and I do a lot of why questions, but I know some people do how questions. But for me, I like to do why questions because, like, on the flip side of it, some people ask the most horrible why questions to themselves. Like, a common example is,
why does this insert horrible thing always happen to me?
And that person just keeps getting more of that because they are asking that question with so much passion, with so much conviction, that their subconscious mind and their reality shows them more evidence of it. Like, oh, why is your life so shitty? Let's give you more of that. So when you start to implement more positive questions such as, why am I so pretty? Why am I so smart? Little things like that, like whatever you want to embody and be, make those into why questions and affirm those, because ever since I started doing the specific manifestation technique, I've had less resistance for some reason. And I think the reason is when you just do traditional affirmations, like the I am affirmations, sometimes your internal world isn't fully ready to receive or take on that I am. So you have a lot of resistance to begin with. You know, you have to like tread upwards. I'm not saying I am statements don't work. However, if you're coming from like point A and you want to get to point Z, that's a far trek, you know? And you know, some things are more easier, like maybe it's point A to point B for some manifestations, and it's just like that. And you can use I am statements to really embody that. However, for the more bigger manifestations, and I put bigger in quotations because literally nothing is big or small, it's just what we perceive it to be. We are the ones that put things on pedestals, so little food for thought for you. So when you start to implement why and how questions, when you start to ask firm instead of affirm, I think the questions kind of like, at least for me, it kind of like, it jolts my brain a little. It's like, my brain's like,
Wait, really? Wait, what?
because I think more I am statements, your conscious mind is more susceptible to negating those things off the bat, like being like,
you're not smart, you're not pretty.
However, when you do ask, when you reframe your affirmations into questions, babes, your brain won't really refute it because it's actually asking the question itself. And the way your subconscious mind operates is that it wants to find answers for you so that there is no cognitive dissonance. When you're asking about what you want, literally the subconscious mind has no other job other than to answer your questions and to give you evidence of why you're so beautiful, to give you evidence of why you're so smart, to give you evidence of why you're so rich. It's gonna wanna find those answers. And if you've read Neville Goddard, you know that the subconscious mind is king. The subconscious mind governs all manifestations, babes. So you really want to work with your subconscious mind, because when you start to work with your subconscious mind and start to plant seeds in the subconscious mind, it's a way easier and faster way to realize your manifestations. Because again, when you're just working with your conscious mind, you have a lot of restrictions based on your conscious ways of thinking, based on what your conscious mind has experienced in this world. However, like ways to access your subconscious mind is like through meditation, or like the moments before you sleep and you're in a loopy, tired state, that's where your subconscious mind rises to the surface. And you get to work with that mind state. And again, it's a faster way to realize your manifestations because everything comes from the subconscious. Subconscious is the womb of creation, as Neville Goddard says. I'm really grateful to have discovered ASKfirmations, and because it's really just allowed me to manifest from a less resistant place. And you know, asking questions, like I do that whenever, you know, I actually achieve something or I get something. I'm like, dang, why does this feel so great, you know? So I think questions for me feel a lot more natural. I feel like it already makes me feel like I am the person who has my desires. Otherwise, why would I be asking these questions? It kind of also tricks my conscious mind into thinking like, oh, I am that person already. And that's the place you want to be, beauties and cuties. All in all, this was a short but sweet little law of assumption video. And try it out for yourself. Comment down below if you know about ASKfirmations or if you are going to, and let me know your results. Keep me updated because I would love to see a lot of people implement this into their lives. So if you enjoyed this video, beauties and cuties, give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. And also be sure to follow my Instagram and TikTok right here. Oh, and also let me know, am I Australian? Let me know if you want more manifestation videos, law of assumption videos, law of attraction videos, because again, I've just always been enthralled in spirituality. I've always been interested, and it's just a big passion of mine because I've seen the miracles and the beautiful things that have come into my life when I started using this many years ago. And I would love to share my little hacks or tricks with you guys, or just my thoughts on manifestation in general. So let your gunkle know. And remember, your favorite internet gunkle loves ya. Bye.